Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we just had the information drop for the ×10. I've got to say, I'm bitterly disappointed. Okay, so anyone who's doing the fusion, like I am on my free-to-play, I'm only doing the epics. Yeah, so I'm trying to get some of these epics across the line. Specifically looking for Dur and Demetra, whatever her name is, the dwarf. Was it Dimitra? Demetha. Get it in the end. And I managed to rack up some shards. So since I last did my video, I said I pulled everything I had, and I didn't know if I'd left myself enough room to get that dwarf. I felt like I probably hadn't. But there's definitely a summon rush that goes alongside this. So we got a summon rush, which drops at the moment that we can start, gaining points for this event. So, and this is where you're going to get the fragments towards your fusion champs. And obviously at the same time, they drop the ×10. Now, because we are going to pull shards, you kind of want a juicy bunch of champions in the ×10. Some of them are okay, but honestly, it's probably the worst ×10 we've had in a long time. So let's talk about them then. Who have we got? First one up is actually pretty damn decent. This is a straight up clan boss champion. And the theme this week, by the way, is they all block revive, which is a great skill. Block revive is actually an awesome skill. So maybe I'm being a bit unfair to a couple of these, because a couple of them are actually pretty decent. Cult Brawler, straight up one of the best poisoners in the game. If you're up against clan boss and you want someone as your, I don't know, slow tank stun champion, a Cult Brawler's great for it. Just straight up lay a load of poison down on the clan boss. Awesome for that. I don't really feel like he should fit into the block revive crew, because you just wouldn't use him outside of clan boss. Maybe you squeeze him into a nice golem team just because of this. But because he does no AoE damage, he does no AoE abilities, I just can't see that he gets in. I can't see that he gets in at all. But what's he got? A1, if you book him out, 60% chance of landing a poison for 2 turns. It's actually really good A1. There's not many champs that have got a 2-turn poison, 60% chance on an A1. It's really strong. A2, honestly, it's kind of niche and kind of fun, but it's also an ability now that I just turn off in almost all content. So you kind of got this fun mechanic going on that as there's more debuffs out there, he starts to ignore defense. He blocks a revive. He always crits. He does more damage. He does an extra turn. There's all bunch of fun stuff that happens on it. But honestly, I would just rather him lay another poison. If he's playing in my clan boss team, that's what I care about him for. I don't care about all this weird shenanigans going on. The only time that this is a relevant skill is if you're using him against Ice Golem ads and you're trying to block revive. He's also got a really cool passive. So every time he gets a turn, even if he's stunned or frozen or whatever, doesn't matter. As soon as he gets a turn, his passive kicks in. And basically, he lands a poison on the enemy, a 70% chance to, and he'll land a small poison on himself. It's actually, and obviously the poison builds up on himself to enable his A2, but you don't really care about that. You just want his poisons to land. You want to make sure you give him an extra 5% chance to land poisons through your masteries, because this kicks in for this as well. And that's it. That's all of his kit. He's just a poisoner, but he's great for clan boss. He's one of the best, most consistent damage dealing poisoners for clan boss. So next champion up then is actually often undersold. It's hard to say that still, because I feel like I talk about him a lot now as just a sweet epic. He's so good. He's one of the old school guys that have just kept their kind of stature in the game. I really like his kit. So he's got the block revive on his A1, and his A1 smacks, okay? This guy in Ice Golem is awesome, but he's also awesome in Fire Knight as well, actually. He's just a good champion, though. So places an extra hit if the target's got any debuffs on them. That's why the Fire Knight thing kicks in. But yeah, against these side ads on Ice Golem, he smacks them down with this A1, and there's a good chance you're going to get the block revive away. He's got an AoE hit for the waves as you're kind of getting into it, with good abilities on it as well. So AoE block buffs. Yeah, so how many waves of Doom Tower we're up against, where you got Seafish, you got Duchess, you got all of these champs that are just throwing out tons of buffs. And this is one of the best ways to kind of deal with that. So an AoE block buffs. Places block active skills if he doesn't place block buffs. honestly, block active skills is maybe even better than block buffs because it just means that people are coming at you with A1s. It's got a bit of synergy with Talia, but it's kind of trash, to be honest. And then its A3 is, again, 2 good debuffs. So decreased defense and decreased speed. Great for Fire Knight, great for Ice Golem, yeah. Both good debuffs to have. Great for a lot of Doom Tower bosses, honestly. Decreased speed and defense, plus just a big hit in A1. You turn off with the AoE, and all of a sudden you've got a champion that can jump into a lot of Doom Tower content and give you great debuffs. So, all in all, fantastic epic. So if you get him, if I get him on my free-to-play, I'll be like, ah, great. That was actually a really good pull. Okay, let's move on. So we've got a Demon Spawn next. Excruciator. Look, I mean, she's just she's an arena champion that hits hard. Okay, she hits hard on her A2, and that ability block revives. Yeah, so deals extra damage when attacking under a veil buff, and her passive here at the start of a round she gets a veil, and when she kills someone she gets a veil again. So it's on a 4-turn cooldown, books to 3 turns. She's going to have a veil when she attacks for the first time. When attacking without a veil, she gets like a turn meter depletion, which is cool as well. But again, it's like all very single target outside of outside of arena. I don't think she's really got a spot. But in the arena, she can kill someone and take them out pretty comfortably with this skill. She pretty much one-shots anyone with this skill. But then, I don't know, she's just kind of left there hoping that the team does the rest of the job while she's waiting for it to come back. Bit of healing on her A1. I'm not a fan, but I can see that she does hit hard. Like, I've seen her hit hard. Okay, then let's move on to the next one. And this is Luria. So Luria, Dark Elves. I mean, Luria is an interesting champion. I actually really like her for Bommel. Even though she places quite a lot of debuffs, she's got a great chance to freeze adds. Yeah, so she doesn't hit that hard with this ability. And this is her block revive ability. I think it's her best part of her kit is a 75% chance to freeze on an AoE. Actually really nice. She's got, this is what I don't like about her kit. She's got this kind of random A1. I might place decreased defense. I might heal reduct. I might do decreased speed. Depends what day of the week it is. Depends if I've had my morning coffee. Like, just give her a debuff. Honestly, like this makes her pretty unplayable because, you know, if you're going into a Fire Knight, you want the heal reduction, and you will choose someone else to do the other stuff. I mean, all 3 debuffs are good in different situations, but if you're not choosing when she's going to use what, it's kind of like, come on. She's fast. She hits an okay amount. She's got remove all buffs from an enemy and then put block buffs in its place, which is an okay A3 as well. But and honestly, the block buffs paired with the freeze makes her pretty solid for Bommel. This ability here paired with this makes her solid, but she does spawn, or she does, sorry, proc quite a few bombs on herself. So you kind of got to have a reviver with her for her to get her job done. But, you know, all in all, she's an okay epic, which is pretty decent for Bommel, I'd say. There's no void epic, which is unusual, to be honest. But maybe they just made a mistake. Let me just check. They didn't make a mistake. Looks like it's right. Okay, so on to the legendaries then. And, you know, first of the disappointments, really. What's this guy? Undead. First of the disappointments. This guy is actually one of my first legendaries I ever got on my main account. He's got a great box. He's obviously a cricketer. He's got his box on, ready to go. Just in case, like, you know, if anyone comes in with a big knee to the nuts, he's ready. He can take that. But other than that, he lets himself down. What's he got? Decreased defense A1, it's okay. He's actually got quite a nice A2, but it's an AoE. It hits for a decent amount, not crazy, but a decent amount. Puts one of each target skills on cooldown. Now this is like Warlord. You know, Warlord just says everything on cooldown. I'm the best champion in the arena, no problem. Blood Gorge is like, I'm going to put one of your skills on cooldown. The trouble is, it's random. So it might be the best ability in the game. It might end up just being, well, I don't care about that one yet, Blood Gorge, because I'm going to use the one I actually want to use. So it's a 50-50 kind of play. It's not terrible, but, you know, if that's the first thing he does, and it is on auto, then you've got to hope that he lands the right thing, because he's squishy as hell. He's going to go down pretty damn easy unless he's got some crazy defense champs around him, or unless you're using him with like a Cardinal type revive style team. His A3 though is the block revive, and it is a slammer. Ignores defense and blocks revive. This kills anyone. Honestly, it does. It kills anyone as long as it's not a weak hit because of affinity. But it is a nuke. It's a nuke and it ignores defense. So, you know, for that, he's good. But again, he doesn't get any playtime because he's easy to kill. He's a one-trick pony. And if you compare him to the next person, it's not even close. So Rotus, remember when Rotus was nerfed? Remember when Rotus was nerfed and it was like, oh, he's unplayable. He is in the top platinum meta still. Even after his nerf, he's still one of the most played platinum arena champions. He's insane still. Okay? He's bonkers. If you've got Sifi as well, he's incredible. And I remember doing a video actually went after the nerf, and I was like, don't worry, he will rise again. That's exactly the title. Rotus will rise again. And damn, he did and does. You know, he keeps coming back. So why is he so good still? His A3 is a nuke. Okay, they nerfed it a bit. It's still a nuke. Ignores 60% of the target's defense, which is huge. If you put him in Savage gear as well, it's just kind of like there's barely any defense left. Will also ignore Unkillable. So the kind of swift parry meta that's going around, or swift parry champions, doesn't care about that. Hits straight through it. And ignores block damage like, you know, your Rush Guard the towers, that type of champion. He's like, forget that. I'm going through it. Now, the worst thing, or the thing that they did to him to nerf him is basically, although he's a block revive champion, it's almost impossible to ever block revive because you need to steal tons of HP from Vitality Plunder before it kicks in. It's almost like impossible. It would be such a long fight before this starts working. When it does start working, it's incredible, by the way. But he also gets an extra turn when he kills someone. So he straight up kills someone anyway. He gets an extra turn. His A1 hits pretty hard and it's got decreased defense on it. Also a chance of an extra turn. And he's got this kind of health steal on his A3. This is how he activates his block revive. He can steal up to 60,000 health. Yeah, so you start him off at like a 20,000 normal health, 20 to 30,000 normal health bloke. Next thing you know, he's spiking his health up to 90,000, yeah, and he becomes near invincible. He's awesome against someone like Griffin, yeah, where you just want to out tank the damage that's coming in. I literally use double Rotus against Griffin in my main team, and I just throw it an auto, go away, make tea, walk 2 dogs, go shopping for Christmas, come back, and I might have finished like 5 levels of it. But yeah, Rotus is still insanely good, and he is an awesome champion to pull. Now we've got what we got here. One more normal legendary champion, Xavier. She's sweet, great champion, good damage, cool poison exploder, which also got the block revive. She is a beast on Dragon. She's a beast on Ice Golem. She's still in my Dragon 25 team. So we've got poison A1, good for clan boss. We've got AoE hit with a chance to poison on our A2. This one's a bit hit and miss around the poisons, but it's a good hit. And then with this one, as long as there's plenty of poison already out there, so using someone like Eurogrim, Tomb Lord, Rishtoff the Bold, Taurus, Calvalax, any of those type of champions that just throw out a load of poisons at AoE, she then comes over the top of that and she blows people up based on the amount of poison that's out there. She's really cool. She blows up waves like crazy. She's good on Fire Knight, good on Ice Golem, good on Dragon. She's got an extra passive as well if she's with Bellinor on the same team. Honestly, I mean, it's a debuff spread. It's unlikely you're going to use it, but the rest of her kit is good. She is squishy as hell, but she does have good speed and good damage. So Xavier is a good champion to pull. Onto the Void. So there's no Void Epic unless I got the information wrong. And there's only one Void Legendary. And honestly, he's subpar in my opinion. So he might be, he's one of very few that have got an AoE hit that could block revive. Yeah, so his passive is anyone he kills is block revived. Yeah, that's it. Straight up. Anyone he kills is block revived. And and heals his champion by 30% of their max HP each time they kill an enemy. So this is actually pretty damn cool as well. The trouble is, he just doesn't really hit hard enough. So he's got crazy base attack, but he doesn't have the multipliers to back it up. So he's got an A1, which is actually good for Scarab Boss in terms of dropping max HP. Actually a good one as well, 30%. He's got an A2, which does hit hard and will kill anybody in the game. Yeah. The more HP someone's lost, the harder it hits. This is like an arena ability. It hits one, it's a little bit of a tickle. Next one's a bit like rough and tumble. And next one, he's literally like slamming him in the face. Like it's a proper a nuke. This A2 is a nuke. But his A3 is really where you want the damage to come from. So it's an AoE hit. This is where you want to be able to sit down 2 or 3 or a whole team, and he struggles to do it. Yeah, he's kind of like in that Kale level of damage, the rare, the starter champion. That's where his AoE's at. And I guess it's because he's a, you know, he can block revive with it. They can't make him like Trunda level of damage, but he is a void legendary. Like, I just feel like tweak it up a touch. You don't even need to do it a lot, just a touch up. And this guy comes out of the vault and becomes awesome. He looks sweet, but, and I guess so, if I pulled him on my free-to-play, I'd build him out. Yeah, but I know that he won't hit as hard as my Magnar does right now. So, you know, even on the free-to-play, I'd be like, yeah, but do I want to waste the resources on him? So there you go. That's it, guys. Times 10 for today. It's better, actually, on once I've gone through them than I thought originally, but still not as sexy as we've had recently. Good luck if you're gonna pull shards. I guess you will for the fusion if you're doing it. I've been Hell Hades. I will see you later.